What's going on, everybody? It is day 35 of no gambling. Um, we are still going strong, so that is good. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everybody's been staying out of trouble, and also, winning on their own personal journeys. Um, I was skiing on the weekend, working my second job, so that was good. I was busy, basically just drive up, work all weekend, drive back, and now back to work during the week as well. So keeping myself active, keeping myself busy and preoccupied, and trying to make more money. Um, Again, as always, I appreciate everybody supporting in the comments of the last couple of videos that I posted last week. Thank you. I got a lot of people, following along the journey. A couple people that said, um, they saw the first video and then they jumped right to the last video, and they're, happy to see that I've continued the journey. So that feels great. And my intention is to continue doing that. Um, I've also had a lot of people asking me about the debt and if I'm paying down the debt. Um, and in short answer, yes, I am making progress. I I'm already really putting myself out there and kind of sharing a lot of personal info through these videos, and so it is a little bit like it's tough for me, especially when you're talking about total strangers about your financial situation. It is a little tough for me to talk in very specific numbers, um, but I will say that since that video, which is just over a month ago, I've been able to put $3,000 towards the debt. So that is great progress so far. Um, and like I said in the last video, I've been able to put a little bit of money to the side as well because, everybody needs to have, at the very least, an emergency fund so that if an unexpected expense does come up, if you have absolutely zero savings, then it's just going to add, you're just going to have to put onto the debt, right? So my goal is just to have a small pocket of emergency savings on the side. And then going forward from there, pretty much, yeah, everything, any additional money is just going to go towards the debt. And I'm starting with the credit card, which has a higher interest. And then after that, then we'll move on to the other, the LOC. Now, I mean, I have been debating looking into, consolidation loans and that kind of thing. I definitely want to avoid anything like a bankruptcy or a consumer proposal. That's not what I'm looking to do. I don't think I need to destroy my credit score that much. I believe I can pay it down without doing that. Um, the only kind of like concern for me, because I'm looking into basically, you get one loan that's going to put the whole sum of your debts into one payment with one interest rate, and then you have a monthly payment that you have to make, and then you shut down the other, you bring down the credit limit, and you close the whatever debt that you have so that you don't have access to increasing the debt, and then you just focus on that monthly payment, and if you have extra you can pay more towards it. So the only reason why I'm like waiting, I guess, or not jumping on that is because my business, being somebody that kind of runs their own business and being a personal trainer, my income can change pretty significantly from month to month. I can have months where I do really, really well, and I can also have months that are very slow. And so basically, my concern is that if I set myself with a fixed payment that is quite a bit higher than what my current, minimum payment would be, there's going to be months where it's perfectly fine and I can easily make that payment. But if I have months where, you know, the income is lower, then I'm you know, I don't want to miss a payment. That's something that I never, thankfully, have never done. I never miss payment. Obviously, I try to pay more than minimum payments, but in a worst case scenario, that minimum payment would be a lot lower than what a monthly payment on a loan would be. So what I think I want to do right now basically is just thankfully the LOC, which is the largest portion of the debt, has a very low interest rate. So it's not costing me that much per month to ride that interest. So I want to start by eliminating the credit card, and then that will bring the total down. And then once I do that, then I can look at, okay, do I want to, you know, change this LOC to a loan and just start making fixed payments to bring that down. And then the idea is, you know, you bring down the credit card limit, and whatever, you shut it all down so that you're just making that one payment. So yeah, that's kind of the situation. So anyways, the good news is, yes, I have been making progress. You know, we're considering the next steps, but so far, obviously, the biggest thing is just, if I'm not actively gambling money away, then money actually stays there and I can use it to pay down. So we are getting the ball rolling, and it has been obviously better since I've stopped the gambling. So it's come down since then. But I appreciate everybody's, you know, concern and wanted to check in on that, because obviously, you know, that's a huge priority. But just, you know, in the last month, my main priority has just been, you know, but before you can fill the hole, you have to stop the leak, right? If there's a leak in the bucket, it doesn't matter how much water you pour into it, it's just going to end up pouring out. So that, you know, that's why I've been very focused on just making sure that I'm not gambling. One, obviously, yes, paying the debt, but, you know, I had to get that under control. And now that I'm feeling like I do have a much greater control, and also thanks to all of you and, you know, what I've been able to do here, building a bit of a community and this accountability to you guys that are watching, I feel like I have a better control now, and that's why now I can kind of look at what the next steps are going to be, and, you know, create the plan to tackle it. You know, one thing that really sucks that I'm not looking forward to, you know, talking about is probably, you know, in a couple of videos ago, I was talking about how, you know, my girlfriend and I want to go on a vacation. Honestly, that will probably, unfortunately, have to be postponed for the time being until I can make some significant progress, because it would be a little bit silly, you know, for me to have money to go on a trip when that should be going to debt. So, unfortunately, that's a shitty conversation that I'm probably going to have. But that's the reality of, you know, this addiction and what we do to ourselves and the consequences that we have to own up to. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. But in the bigger picture, you know, things are going well. Things are better than they were before. And yeah, we're going to keep moving forward. But thanks to everybody. And again, I hope everybody's staying strong. If anybody, you know, needs the support, needs somebody to talk to, please join the Discord, shoot a message in there. Somebody will respond, you know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, day 35. I feel like before we know it, we're going to be at 2 months, and I'm looking forward to that. So, I'll try to keep you guys updated a little bit more, you know, at least in broad terms, about the progress towards the debt. But yeah, in the big picture is, I feel like I'm getting the urges under control, and, you know, I haven't had that want to gamble since that last relapse before I started this series. So yeah, thanks again to everybody. I hope everybody has a great week. Happy Monday, and let's keep this going. Cheers.